Hello everyone, I am Crawlers and this is another episode of Ridiculous Loadout. As you may already know, this is a series I started way back when in the Battlefield 3 days, basically whoring myself out for cheap views, running a suggested loadout from one of you in the comments section. So, this time, a Thomas Gayoso suggested an Alpha Group Assaulter loadout, this consisting of the starter gun in Battlefield for the AK-12, and, well, to be honest here, I really haven't used it all that much outside of maybe the start of the game where I used it as we all did to unlock much better guns and, progress through the game. And well, whatever the case may be, he also suggested a hollow sight, although I doubt the Russians would actually be using a Western sight, as I think this is the EOTech hollow sight that we are, that's modeled in the game here, and unless maybe they stick like a Picatinny rail on there, but I suppose which they can do. A muzzle brake also suggested a vertical grip and an autumn red camo. And let's see, also Thomas suggested the MP443 Grudge pistol with a heavy barrel and a laser light combo. Now, I'm sorry I didn't have time to unlock the laser light combo for the video, although I ran it with moderate success through several pistol only servers because the demo attachment comes in a battle pack, and you all know by now I hate battle packs. I mean, it's a crappy system. You don't know when something like this will unlock. It can be 500 kills, it can be 100 kills, because it's just that random, and I just didn't have time to enough time on my hands to play with the pistol that made for several days. I'm sorry, because unlocks, obviously come slower to pistols because you're not just spraying and praying everyone, and unless you're playing in a pistol-only server, then, with a pistol, you're pretty much screwed going against everyone with an, AK or something like that. Well, at any rate, we also with me is the underbarrel grenade launcher, the GP25, I believe it is, also the medkit and the offensive perk, and I set out to offend a bunch of people with it. Now, the AK-12 in real life is an assault rifle designed by Kalashnikov and Slobin, two Russians, and I don't really think it's been issued for the Russian army just yet. I'm not sure if I'm right. Obviously, maybe some YouTuber can comment me in the comment section, but I think they are still running state trials for this thing or something like that. Maybe they chose to go with another gun. I am not sure. Anywho, I suppose there's still billions and billions of AK-74s still, like, literally everywhere, so no danger of actually running out of guns yet. Now, the AK-12, as I understand it, actually is supposed to come in many different flavors, the Russian 545 being one of them, which is what the game is supposed to model, I believe. Still, the stats in the game point to the AK-12 putting down the exact same damage model as other 5.56 variety rifles. Namely, it will put down a maximum of 24.5 damage at 12.5 meters, which drops off to 18 at 60 meters. Now, this means that out to around 46 meters or so, it remains a 5-hit kill to the body, which is actually quite the range if you think about it, because most engagements in Battlefield 4 aren't happening at, 300 meters. The thing will put down a rate of fire of 650 rounds per minute on full auto, which isn't actually all that quick, and 750 rounds per minute on burst fire mode, although I'm not sure if those stats are correct. Speaking for simtic.com, I'm not sure if the AK-12 has been updated to a faster rate of fire on the burst fire mode. And speaking of incorrect stats, I calculated the laser stats myself here, so the hipfire spread data is on this animation is likely to be wrong, just putting it out there. Now, the AK12 in the game certainly doesn't have the best muzzle velocity of any gun, clocking in at 600 meters a second, which I believe is the most important part of the stats of any gun in any FPS type game, like Battlefield 4 or similar. I think damage is well and good, but muzzle velocity is something that says a lot more about the usability of that gun. Uh, Whatever damage your bullet does, after all, it's no good if the enemy's bullets get to you faster than yours do. So, muzzle velocity to me is very important, especially for long-range weapons like sniper rifles, bolt-action rifles, where you have to lead the target otherwise, quite a bit if you want the bullet to hit him, especially if you're aiming for the head, as most of us do in these types of games. So muzzle velocity is definitely something that's very important, I think, for any gun. Well, it also reloads in 2.3 seconds for the tactical reload, which is actually pretty good, and just slightly slower than the all-time record holder, the M16A4. And its full reload takes 3.2 seconds, which isn't that bad when you compare it to other guns. But my point is, I'd recommend reloading this thing before you run dry, go through the entire magazine, just because there's such a big difference, time-wise between the two types of reloads, one being nearly a second longer than the other. I also include in this video, by the way, a tiny bit of me playing on a pistol-only server with the MP443 pistol, just trying to level it up some. Obviously that wasn't enough, but I really do hope, speaking of this attachment as it comes for, some guns, I really do hope EA will do away with this battle pack system, as it is just so annoying for me. It just detracts you from the game so much. I think it breaks your kind of the fun that you're having basically cutting into it. But then again, you do have to think that they will have to come up with some other way to nickel and dime us gamers, where they right now are selling those battle packs. It isn't enough that we pay for premium DLCs. We can also buy these gold battle packs for real life money and, shortcut kits and so on. Chris of Battle Nonsense made a really good video actually the other day on YouTube. You should really go watch it. I love his technical videos. They're the only ones I actually watch in full from beginning to end on YouTube. Well, he basically talked about how other ways that EA could gain revenue while releasing free content for future games, like they are doing now with Battlefield 4, content like night maps, the Gun Crate DLC, the classic map, the Dragon Valley, the jungle map, and so on. Well, this time around, they're obviously trying to put out the fires in the community set by the clusterfuck that was Battlefield 4 on release. But in all honesty, I did not know that in Battlefield 2 a map was released for free, because Intel was sponsoring it, and it had Intel billboards set all throughout the map. And this makes sense, this kind of in-game advertising, because I distinctly remember Best Buy stores and cell phone advertisements in Need for Speed Underground 2. And well, obviously these weren't too obtrusive. I mean, otherwise they would really be cutting into the gameplay, and no one would want that. But in all honesty, I think this is a good way to do things, because obviously for us gamers it's free content, but EA as a publisher would need to somehow pay for that content. Obviously pay the developer, pay everyone from the janitor up to the EA execs, so everyone is out for theirs. But I still hope you enjoyed this episode of Ridiculous Loadout, and now because I don't feel like suffering alone, Thomas Gioso must also run this loadout and upload it to YouTube, and I'll accept link down below in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Please rate and share this video as it helps my channel grow. Check out my other videos at the end of this one, and remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.